We ready?
Yep.
Welcome to the World Beat Wednesdays. This is our series where we connect with culture, using this platform to share with you customs, traditions, their way of living through food, art, music, and we're excited to have you here with us tonight. But before we get started, we have some really special sponsors we need to say thank you to for their continued and generous support throughout the years and throughout 2020. Oregon Arts Commission, City of Salem Transient Occupancy Tax Grant, Salem Health, Fisher Hayes Joy and Allen CPAs, Batteries Plus Bulbs, Al and Marissa Newnham, Valley View Dermatology, Salem Electric, Bar Industries, Stuart and Mona Hayes, and Stan Mayfield and Mako Hayashi Mayfield. Again, sponsors, thank you for all your generous support. And again, throughout the rest of the year, we look forward to working with you for a better World Beat Festival next year. But before I go on to the next item, we have to give a World Beat shout out to Willamette Valley Kitchen Company, who has donated their facility to host World Beat Cooks, where we will begin tonight meeting Tuaopepe Tasi Keener. Tuaopepe Tasi Keener is the director of the Paradise of Samoa, a nonprofit cultural organization, and teaches and performs Polynesian dance and art. Born and raised in the Independent State of Samoa, she is a high chief with the title of Tuaopepe from Lefaga, Samoa. Ms. Keener immigrated to Oregon in 1999 and became an active member with the small Samoan community in and around Salem, Oregon. She saw that many in the Pacific Islander community, in particular the young people, were having difficulty in learning and maintaining aspects of the unique cultures of the islands and of their heritage. This was especially true in the area of arts and language. Many of the young islanders had never been to the islands and were unfamiliar with the culture, music, dance from their native islands. With her training in the Samoan arts and dance, Tasi began working with the Samoan Club at the Willamette Valley and the Salem Multicultural Institute as a choreographer of Samoan dance and entertainment, and developed shows for several community events and activities in order to illustrate Polynesian cultures. She organized a studio in her home, began teaching in earnest. She choreographs and routines and procures the development and crafts all their costumes. Tasi also speaks on diversity and inclusion in our community, plays the ukulele, and sings in the Paradise of Samoa band. And on top of that, she works as a full-time as a mental health professional with the state of Oregon. Paradise of Samoa receives their grants from the Oregon Community Foundation, Oregon Arts Commission, the Spirit Mountain Community Fund, and the Marion Cultural Development Corporation. We welcome Tasi this evening, but if you enjoy this presentation and all the others that we've presented over the weeks, you'd like us to see World Beat continue their programming throughout the summer, please click our donation link in the comments. Your continued support also ensures that we will return with a renewed vigor for the 2021 World Beat Festival. And be sure to join us next week for another cooking demonstration, African cuisine with Ola Ekana. Ladies and gentlemen, Facebook fans of World Beat, please welcome Tuaopepe Tasi Keener.
Good afternoon. We are Paradise of Samoa. This is Tuaopepe Tasi Keener, who's the director of Paradise of Samoa, and I'm Ta'ilenga Craig Keener, and I'm here to help. We wanted to thank the SMI, Salem Multicultural Institute, for the opportunity to show you how to make Samoan sapasui, which is a glass noodle. We're using chicken tonight. We also wanted to thank the Willamette Kitchen Company for their beautiful facility here to demonstrate the cooking. So I'm going to ask Tasi, if you will, to do the cooking, because otherwise I'd burn it. But first explain that we use a wok. Those are available here. Oh, nice ring to it. They're available here at Willamette Valley Kitchen Company, and it's a predominant way of cooking many Asian foods. Tonight, we're going to do the Samoan glass noodle, which is a vermicelli noodle. It's a bean thread. So it's made from mung beans. We use a chopped boneless, skinless chicken, onions, lots of garlic, as much as you want, and of course the vermicelli mung bean thread. We like to use the dark soy sauce, and you can find these items in any Asian store. The chicken, obviously, you can find in any store. So Tasi, did you want to begin with cooking the chicken? That's the one that doesn't work. Use the front one, Tasi. There we go. Oh. We'll get Amy to help us out really quick. In the meantime, I can tell you, usually this dish is served with rice as a means of eating it. We're gonna eat it tonight with rice. Very good. And you can add anything you want. If you're not a meat eater, you can use tofu. You can make tofu instead of chicken. You could use pork if you wish. It's a very versatile dish, and it's quick. You can get done with work, and within 20 minutes, you've got a full meal for everybody. You can add vegetables to it, anything. So Tasi's just gonna add a little oil.
This is what we're gonna start up with. This is, it's just an extra virgin oil, or you can use any other oil of your choice. So we're gonna saute our onions and the garlic first. So just a little bit of oil in here. And then you're gonna add your onion. I would say like maybe one onion is good enough. And the garlic.
While Tasi's doing that, I can explain. When you buy the mung beans, it's going to be in a very hard little package like spaghetti. So she's going to show you what you do to make this to soak it so it makes it into an actual noodle.
So when your onions and your garlic is all nice and halfway cooked, add your chicken. To the mix.
She's using about 2.5 cups of diced chicken, boneless and skinless.
And just cook it until it's done. So we're gonna let it sit in here and cook for a little bit, maybe 10 minutes or so. While your chicken is all nice and cooked, you're gonna soak your noodles in some hot water. And I pre-soak these babies. So it's all nice and soft. And then while the chicken is all cooked, you're gonna cut them because they come out in long strands. They're very long, and you don't want to fork it up and and break it on the plate. It's kind of a headache. So you're gonna cut it like so. I think we're good. And then we're gonna wait for our chicken here.
Well, Tasi stirring, I can tell you a little bit about the Samoan diet. Sapa sui, they call it Sapa sui, which obviously is a taking after chop suey, is the glass noodle. But Samoans will generally like to, they're starch eating people. They'll eat taro root, which is grown, which is a tropical plant that is grown. It's an underground. A lot of bananas, but the bananas that you see in the grocery store, look for the big green ones called plantains. We don't wait for them to get yellow. We buy them green, open them up, and try to get that banana out and bake it at 350 for about an hour, and you've got yourself one of the staples of the Samoan meal. Samoans are notorious for eating corned beef as well. And these have come in the big tubs of corned beef. They're taking a little bit more care now not to eat that much corned beef, but it is also a delicacy there.
The Samoan chop suey is well known throughout the Pacific and the Asian nations as well. We didn't have this growing up. I remember we didn't have so much of this growing up, but when we have all this migration and people, going everywhere, so all of a sudden we have the Samoan chop suey, and they have it anywhere else in the Asian nations, like in China, they call it something different. In the Philippines, they call it a pancit. So they have it in every island in the South Pacific and all around the Asian nations. So it's quite a well-known dish. It's really good for like a quick meal if you're a full-time mom, full-time worker. You just come home and put together this dish and you serve it with rice. It's pretty good.
If you're going to Hawaii, you can go to any of the roach coaches over there, any of the food trucks, and they'll probably have something called
The
chicken long rice. And that's exactly the same dish, except without the shoyu, without the soy sauce. And they generally cut the noodles a little bit shorter over there, but it's a glass noodle.
So the chicken is almost cooked. So when it's all nice and cooked, we're gonna add the soy sauce into the mix. So for the soy sauce, this is 1 cup right here, and I think this is enough for this loaf that we're cooking tonight. When it's brown, that's good enough because the soy sauce has got a lot of salt in it. So it's up to you how much you add into your chop suey. But I think I'm gonna use the whole cup tonight for this loaf.
The portions we're cooking tonight is enough for 2 Samoan people and probably 13 non-Samoans. Just teasing. That's probably this with 2.5 cups of chicken. You could probably get Hungry people, probably 5 hungry people.
So it's almost done. We're gonna give it maybe 2 minutes, and then we're gonna add the soy sauce and our noodles and let it cook. And voila, we're gonna have our meal ready in 10 minutes.
Another staple of the Samoan diet is, of course, fish, because they are an island nation, or 2 island nations. Just on an aside, there are actually 2 Samoas. One is American Samoa. It's a territory just much the same as Puerto Rico, right on the equator, 16 degrees south of the equator, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Right next to it is the larger and more agrarian nation of Samoa, which is independent and went independent in 1962. They speak the same language. They go to the same churches. They're just 100 miles apart and have the same culture. They're just politically divided, and a different government, and strangely enough, a different time zone between American and Western Samoa, because Western Samoa does business with New Zealand, it's tomorrow. And because American Samoa does business with America, it's today. So
now the chicken is all nice and cooked. So we're gonna add the soy sauce to the mix. And you just stir it a little bit.
the wok is a really neat cooking device, because it heats on all sides and it's real circular. If you spill too much out of a wok, you're not doing a good job. You're not a real cook.
Now we're gonna add our noodles in the mix. So usually what I do is, I'll just put the noodles in there without the water.
They don't do a strainer well.
Well, we're gonna use this water in a little bit. All right. All right.
I wish you could smell it. It's really nice.
So it's completely up to you, because these noodles, it gets a little bit thicker when it's cooked. So you can adjust your water, because it needs to get cooked in this water for maybe 5 or 7 minutes, and it's ready. So there it is. So let's cover it up, let it cook for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna see what the outcome is. But it smells good.
I'm going to eat it now. No. It's sort of like spaghetti, the way it absorbs the water. It'll come and it clarifies. So it's white when it is in the package, and then that's why they call it a glass noodle, is because it'll actually turn clear. Sort of interesting. And you can use it for a side dish if you want to have a steak and some glass noodles, that's fine. But for a quick meal, you can put all your vegetables in it, you can put all your meat in it, It's really, really a good dish. This is the hardest part, is waiting. We really appreciate doing this because generally our organization, Paradise of Samoa, has 50 shows a year throughout the Pacific Northwest. And kids haven't been able to dance this year for obvious reasons. Otherwise, I wouldn't be wearing a mask here today. So we really enjoy the opportunity to share part of the Samoan culture through cooking. And I really want to thank the SMI, the Salem Multicultural Institute, for the opportunity to do that. Next year is going to be a great world beat, guys.
It is almost ready. And if you're in a very strict diet, eating this one like maybe once a month is not going to kill you. But I don't eat rice that much. But I usually eat the chop suey with either some cucumbers or a salad. A salad is really good, and you eat it with this baby right here. You know, it's all about balanced diet, right? So I think we're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to add a little bit more soy sauce in here.
Now you can find the recipe for this if you go to www.paradiseofsamoa.com and look under the events up top on our blog page, and it's got the full menu and the full recipe and how to make it and how much you need. So it's www.paradiseofsamoa.com.
All right, we're almost ready.
Who's going to be our first victim to try it out?
I think it's going to be one of these Kathleen is
Oh,
right there.
Got Laura over there.
Yeah,
What's it?
just Laura
Kathleen,
right
Laura.
Good.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jacob's got to try it. I don't think he's tried it before. We're really blessed to have Jacob here. He's new to the Salem Multicultural Institute, and we're really happy to have him.
All right. You know, it is done. I wish you could see it. It's right.
How are we going to show it?
Let me find something to show you.
Oh, Amy, could we get possibly a receptacle to put this in? I'm sorry.
Like a plate.
A plate or bowl?
Oh, it's pretty big.
Okay.
Oh. So this is what it looks
A
like.
little one for eating, yeah.
So there you go. I just want to show you what it really looks like. It's really it looks like that. It's good. It's cooked and it's ready to go.
The other thing with this dish that's really nice is it's sort of like many, many dishes. Second day is really good. It's just like beef stew. Second day is nice. It might get a little congealed on you, but just throw it. Actually, you can microwave it too. Just throw it in the microwave, and this would feed me for about a week here. So, okay,
All
Laura,
right,
did
well,
you want to eat
that's all about
one?
our cooking tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Kathleen, and
Amy?
Jacob and
Jason.
Amy for this beautiful setup over here. Thank you for watching tonight, and hopefully you get to watch a lot more next week. Thank you so much, and God bless.